Every morning at 5:47 a.m., before the streetlights fade, an old woman steps onto her porch with a small tin bowl. The street is silent. The air is cold. She sets the bowl down on the same cracked step, then waits. Not long, just a moment. Her breath clouds in the winter air. Her hands shake, not from the cold, but from something older, something quieter. She never calls out. She just listens. And then she goes back inside. The bowl stays behind, every single morning. Her name doesn't matter anymore. No one asks for it. She's 73, widowed for 6 years. No children, no calls. The house used to hum, coffee brewing, radio playing, his voice from the next room asking what she wanted for dinner. Now it's just the clock ticking. She wakes up at 5:30 a.m., not because she wants to, but because sleep left her years ago, the same week he did. She makes tea for one, eats toast standing up, forgets to turn on the lights. The neighbors don't wave anymore. They used to, back when she still smiled. She stopped going to the market on Thursdays, stopped answering the phone, stopped pretending anyone would be on the other end. Her daughter lives 2 states away, sends a card at Christmas, sometimes. She used to paint, watercolors, small landscapes. They're still in the closet, frames facing the wall. She doesn't cry anymore. She just waits for 5:47 a.m., for the one thing that still comes. The cat has no collar, no home, no name. She's small, but not young, maybe 7 years old. Maybe more. Her left ear is torn at the tip, an old fight or an old escape. Her coat is patched with dirt and matted fur. One eye clouds slightly, like looking through fog. People pass her on the street. Some glance, most don't. A boy once threw a stick. A shopkeeper shooed her from his doorway with a broom. She learned to stay invisible. She sleeps under parked cars, hides in the gap between 2 buildings where the wind doesn't reach, watches the world from a distance. She doesn't meow, doesn't beg, she just survives. But every morning, before dawn, she walks the same route, down the alley, across the cracked sidewalk, up the porch steps of the house with the blue door. She waits in the shadows, not for love, just for the bowl, and the old woman who never tries to touch her. It happened 3 winters ago. The woman had been putting out scraps for the birds, stale bread, a few seeds. The cat watched from beneath a rusty truck across the street. The woman saw her, just a shadow, a pair of eyes catching the porch light. She paused. The cat froze. Neither moved. Then the woman went inside. The next morning, she left the bread, but added a spoonful of tuna. She didn't wait, didn't call, just set it down and walked away. The cat didn't come closer, not that day, but she watched. And the day after that, the bowl was empty. No thank you, no trust. Just emptiness replaced by something eaten. The woman refilled it. The cat kept her distance. For weeks. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Every morning at 5:47 a.m., the bowl appeared. Sometimes tuna, sometimes chicken scraps, sometimes just dry food softened with a little warm water. The woman never missed a day, not when her knee ached, not when the snow piled high on the steps, not when she caught a cold and could barely stand. She'd bundle up, shuffle to the door, set the bowl down, and leave. The cat began to arrive earlier, 5:50. Then 5:45, waiting on the bottom step. Still 10 feet away, still silent, but waiting. One morning, the woman hesitated at the door. She wanted to say something, anything. "You're early today," she whispered. The cat's ears flicked, but she didn't run. Progress. Then, one week, the cat didn't come. 3 days, 4, 5. The woman still set the bowl out, still waited on the porch a little longer than usual, scanning the street. Nothing. She told herself it didn't matter. Cats wander. Cats leave. But her chest felt heavier. On the 6th morning, she almost didn't bother. Then she heard it. A soft scrape of paw on wood. The cat was back, thinner, limping slightly. The woman's throat tightened. She filled the bowl with extra food that day, and for the first time in years, she smiled. Not because the cat loved her, but because something needed her again. The distance between them shrank, slowly. The cat no longer hid when the woman opened the door. She'd sit on the second step, then the third. The woman started lingering, not hovering, just present. She'd sip her tea on the porch, say a few words to the morning air. "Cold today. You look better. I made extra." The cat's coat grew softer, her eyes brighter. She stopped flinching at every sound. And the woman? She started brushing her hair again, turning on the kitchen light, opening the curtains. She caught herself humming once while preparing the bowl. She couldn't remember the last time she'd hummed. One morning, the cat didn't run when the woman sat down. They shared the silence. Two lonely souls. No words, no drama. Just the quiet understanding that neither was alone anymore. The woman set the bowl down. The cat walked up, and for the first time, she brushed against the woman's leg. Just once. Soft, deliberate. The woman's hand trembled as she reached down. The cat didn't move. A single touch, fur under palm. Warm, real. The woman closed her eyes and cried. Sometimes the smallest acts of love ask for nothing in return. They just ask us to show up every single day.